The following piece of dumb fuckery was made possible by a donation from a sadistic bastard named the Armored Cat. I really hope you enjoy it, motherfucker, and next time, show me your red, son. Let's see. Me and my big mouth. Alright. Let's play it.
What is that? What is that? What the fuck is that?
Existing is irrefutable factual evidence that the Japanese will play anything that simulates a bad drug trip gone worse. Katamari Forever places you in the shoes of the prince, a little green stick figure looking motherfucker who looks like a cross between Kermit the Frog and Finn from Adventure Time, whose father, the king of the cosmos, is down and depressed. So the prince and his friends build a giant robo-king to rule the cosmos until the king is back on his feet. The prince soon realizes, however, that though depressed, his father is still as condescending and demanding as ever, and soon finds himself tasked with filling the sky with stars for both his real father and the new robot doppelganger. And how does one build stars, you may ask? Why, by rolling a sticky ball around till it's covered up with a shit ton of shit and launching it into space, of course. I never got into the Katamari games during their heyday on PS2, nor did I try the versions released on PSP, Vita, Xbox 360, or whatever else the fuck there is, so I went into this with no preconceived notions beyond the sinking sensation that I was shortly going to want to roll myself down a hill of broken glass and into a pit of bulimic piranha. Aside from the number of levels to unlock, this game could be a downloadable like, say, I don't know, Nobi Nobi Boy, another of Kieta Takahashi's exercises in video game sadomasochism. The game feels like it was built to be a brief time waster from when you have 5 or 6 minutes of downtime between things you actually want to do. You start out on a menu screen where you can choose between the king or the robo-king. From there, you select your particular flavor of mindfuck for this evening, and then either the king or the robo-king will spew a litany of batshit insane rhetoric that may or may not tie into the general theme of the level you're about to subject yourself to. And then there you are, rolling a big sticky ball around, picking up whatever you roll over that's smaller than you are. The more you pick up, the bigger your Katamari gets, like a gigantic turd rolling down a mountain of horse shit. But still my beating heart. Though there are variations, most levels have a size goal to reach and a time limit. Of course, the bigger you get, the larger the objects you can pick up, so the sooner you get big enough to pick up, well fuck, everything in the level, the better. Sometimes there are side goals, like this little brain twiddler here, where instead of a Katamari, you're rolling a little Japanese man in a fucking diaper around, trying to make him fat enough to knock a ginormous sumo wrestler off the mat before the time runs out. But even that's still basically a size meter, because you just bounce off the fat fuck if you haven't picked up enough shit yet. Occasionally you'll happen across a heart pickup that causes your Katamari or diaper Japanese man or what have you to become magnetic, picking up anything he gets relatively close to. This can help increase your size very quickly if It's placed in a location where you can take advantage of it before the effect wears off. 9 times out of 10, however, this is not the case. It's usually off in a fucking corner of the map where you're surrounded by tiny shit that does next to nothing for your size meter, so unless the path you're on leads to one of these hearts, I wouldn't even waste my time going after it. Once you finish a level, the king rates you on your performance, and unless you really overshot the goal, he'll congratulate you on finishing the level, then berate the brass balls out of you for being too slow or not making your Katamari big enough and so on. Otherwise, it takes a lot of practice to keep that fucker the king happy, not because the game is naturally challenging, oh no. Rather, it's because the controls are less responsive than a comatose lesbian nun. First off, with the default configuration, the dual sticks are reversed. You use the right stick to move and the left stick to steer. Secondly, the turning radius is unimaginably slow, forcing you to have to stop and rotate the camera around the Katamari to reposition yourself for sharp turns.
Turn, you son of a... Fucking turn!
I realize this is partially because you're moving a giant ball around, but it's not exactly like this game was made with realism in mind. It wouldn't be that bad if not for the fact that it's so damn slow. You can make your Katamari jump, which can occasionally get you over obstacles or, if you're lucky, bounce you off a wall and into the direction you need to go, which can be done by jerking the DualShock 3 in an upwards motion or by simply squeezing the R2 trigger, which is a lot easier. Still, if you're too close to the object blocking your way, you won't even jump, you'll just sit there, forcing you to have to back up before trying to jump again. It's a pain in the fucking ass. You can also give your Katamari a brief burst of speed by rapidly pushing the sticks up and down in an alternating pattern, but it's so fast you can't really control where the hell you're going, so you have a good shot of overshooting where you wanted to go in the first fucking place. And of course, if you hit an obstacle, it stops you dead in your tracks. This can really be a ball buster when a given goal is in sight. You got 10 seconds left on the clock, you hit your speed boost, and a moving object like a car, dumbass human, cow, or whatever steps right in front of you out of nowhere just as you hit the gas. In short, the designers have compensated for the vapid simplicity of their overall concept and level designs by falsely boosting the difficulty by way of an unnecessarily ungainly bass-ackwards control scheme, most of which could be eliminated by using R1 as a sharp turn button, or being able to use a brake to drift around corners like any racing game made since at least Daytona, USA. And let's not forget that at least once during every damn level, the King or Robo King appears in a giant pop-up goal reminder that covers up a third of the fucking screen to remind you of what size you're supposed to reach or goal you're supposed to meet, despite there being a size meter right there in the upper left corner. All the while, the clock keeps counting down, while the king rambles on in text for 20 seconds or more, telling you what you already know because he already told you when the level started, and you can't see where the hell you're going. The music is the most insipidly annoying and retarded ear torture I've had to sit through since Call Me Maybe started getting covered by every view-hungry asshole with a microphone and a camcorder. It's like they dragged Bobby McFerrin's soul from the depths of hell to regale the developers with songs about the torture endured by the damned, and the fucker's not even dead yet. Half the crap on the soundtrack sounds like a cross between Manumana from The Muppet Show, the theme song to Disney World's Main Street Electrical Parade, and a South African smuggler trying to shit out a bag of blood diamonds. Aside from the frame rate and aspect ratio, the graphics make any PS1 game look good by comparison. It looks like it was designed as a class project by a graphics arts student using a shareware level editor. Even that toy car game that came out for PSN in 2007 looks better than this shit. Controls better too. The animals, objects, people, hell, everything is extremely simplistic in both design and movement. It all looks like the doodlings of an average American 8-year-old on crack. Every object, texture, and pixel screams half-assed. It makes every Suda 51 game ever made look like Uncharted by comparison. It's as though Takahashi and his team got all excited over the concept, put placeholder stick figure graphics in while working on the physics engine, then forgot to replace them with the real graphics and shipped it as is.
What the fuck is this shit? I feel like I'm trapped in the magical land of chalk drawings, for Christ's sake. Who made this shit, Simon? Well, you know my name is Simon, 'cause I make fucking lame games.
I just cannot get over this half-assed trash disguised as a game. It annoys me to the point of fucking distraction. I just as soon run naked through a hailstorm of razor blades than play this shit. Hell, I'd rather play it for real. At least then I could control the fucking thing. In fact, I think I'll do just that.
How to make your own Katamari game. Step 1. Get 3 pieces of paper. Crinkle them up. One into another. Try to keep it as round as possible. Step 2. Get you some tape. Wrap the tape around the ball you've made, sticky side up, like this, until the entire thing is covered in sticky tape. Now you have a sticky ball. Build you your own level on a table. Kitchen table will work fine, with a combination of books and puzzle pieces and other stupid crap. Set it down and flick it.
Derp 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 random English line derp 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 random English line derp 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 derp. Kieta Takahashi stated in an interview a few years ago that he'd like to retire from game design and build children's playgrounds for a living instead. For my sanity's sake and that in the entire American gaming community at large, I'm going to try and inspire him to keep that promise by giving this piece of shit Katamari Forever a 1 out of 7, and he'll be fucking thankful that he got that. I knew this game was going to be rotten balls the second it started. I mean, look at this fucking bullshit. He lives in the motherfucking Smurf village, for Christ's sake.